me see what I told about your event in August. And you gotta do some more advertising for it.
I know. I was trying to wait till July got in so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can bang it.
Yeah, but go like you're doing still drop hints so folks around here at their last minute.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we're on here. Let me see. For some reason it's not going to the group. Hold on a second. And I hope y'all that are in the group or if you catch the replay, I hope you enjoy these because come September, they won't be ready available to everybody that's not officially a member of Swagu per se. So enjoy these summer months. I'm gonna add it to the group. Add it to the group. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and record and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Let me get out here. Hold on. Believe it, receive it, achieve it. Hold on. All right, guys, I want to welcome everybody to another Superwoman Still Standing Empowerment Call. I am your girl, Theron, the founder and creator of all things Superwoman. And this is our weekly empowerment call. Oh, I'm sorry, this is still on. Today is the last Sunday in June. It is June the 27th. It is my husband's birthday. So that's why I really remember today. I'm like, you 42? He's like, you about to be 42? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm be 42. Not till August. Okay, not till August. I'm still younger. But today is the June the 27th, the last Sunday in um June, and I can't believe we are 6 months in and about to really about to head to 2022. We really need to be thinking about 2022. But today's topic is Super Women Speak Differently. What are you saying? So I got this book by Valerie Burton called Successful Women Speak Differently. I'm like, okay, well, Super Women, we speak a little different too. So some of the notes are coming from in that. And so we're gonna go ahead and begin with prayer as we always do. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for allowing us to even see the last part of June, God. You know, some folks didn't make it. We thank you for everybody on this call, everybody that's listening to the replay, God. We thank you for you making them, God, and them walking in their purpose and in their calling. We thank you, Lord, for everybody, for all the women, Superwomen still standing, God, and all the impact that it has made, God. We thank you and we love you and we honor you. In your most holy name we pray. Amen. Amen. So we're going to dive right in. It says successful but superwoman, we speak differently. Even though we as superwomen, we're still here, we're still standing, we still go through stuff. And guess what? We're still a human vessel. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is know what not to say. One of the things how we speak differently is one, we know what not to say, meaning that we do not allow requests or challenges or statements uh, that serve no purpose or response. So that's number one, is how we speak differently, is that we know what not to say. And one of the things that now knowing what not to say is not allowing every request, challenge, or statement, giving it a response. And I say this because I was on a call earlier this week, and I noticed that this certain person, when we're in a group type of setting, they like to call me out on and say, "Oh, out there, and if you don't do this, da da da, you like to call me out in group settings. However, you know my number. We are on uh Facebook, so you can Facebook me, you can text me in between you need me to do something or me needing to fix something that I had done for you, right? And so you put me out there like that, but we had it was a group question, and they were like, "Well, what do you think about Theron and how she blah blah blah?" I forgot what it was, and I'm like, "Well, you should have said what do you think about the whole entire group, and or you should have said, what do you think? What are some things about me?" And so I realized then that I was not going to respond to that. It really wasn't a response, but it made me feel some type of way. It did make me feel. I'm trying to listen to the end. Yeah. And so I could have felt some type of way. I did feel some type of way, but I did not let it be known to that person, because they just obviously or kind of I hate to even use this word because I'm not envious of people. I love what people are doing. You may kind of want to have some of the certain things that people are doing, but I'm not really envious and I'm not really going in your lane if you are doing something. That's not like that's you doing all this stuff. That's you, and this is me. I'm more confident in who I am in my calling. After I had this session with another woman a couple weeks ago, that session just blew me out the water. I'm like, okay, I already know that I'm extra. It's in my DNA. Look, I was born to be extra, stand out. So that's just who I am, and in my nature to be a speaker, teacher, and all of that. So number one, we do not. We know what not to say, and we don't allow requests, challenges, or statements response. Because at the end of the day, disrespectful communication does not warrant a response. I know people can be disrespectful because people have different levels of disrespect. Like some people might say, "Oh, they said this to you. That was disrespectful." But to me, I'm like, "Okay, that really wasn't disrespectful to me because I didn't take it as that." I know I've been not harping, but I tell people about the book about the four agreements. And one of the agreements is not to take things personal. So when you don't take things personal, it's not going to be a disrespect. It's not going to be a disrespect. It's going to be of them. Can you take it out for a few more minutes? I just got started. Can y'all go? Can y'all roll around the block, the neighborhood a little more? Yeah, please. No, you're not. Go back, please. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. I thought I had to cover with my grandbaby that should be in the stroller with my with her uncle. But yeah, disrespect communication does not always warrant a response. People can be disrespectful, and you have to look at what do you warrant disrespect. Is it cursing? Is it somebody yelling at you? Um, Cursing to me, it depends on how or what you're saying. Can be a level of disrespect for me. You yelling is not disrespectful to me. Okay, you yelling. What that just means that you angry about something. I'm not angry. You're angry. You're yelling. And but there's some things that people have been through in their life and their triggers, and those type of triggers can cause them to think that you're being disrespectful. But this is the key. If you demand respect, you should only answer to respectful conversations. And so there was an example in the book where um, this lady was over an account, and that lady has always the person that was the client was has always been disrespectful or rash, angry, do whatever, say whatever to the person. She found and she had they gave her the account, and so that one time lady called angry, hollering, doing this, making crazy demands, and she hung up. The lady called back. She's like, "What happened?" She's like, "You were yelling, you were acting crazy, and I hung up. And so when you calm down and when you're ready to have a conversation, we can." And from that point on, that lady didn't stop her disrespectfulness to people, but that lady stopped the disrespectfulness to her. So we also have to think about what we consider disrespectful. and only answer to respectful conversations. Like don't be pulled in to what people say, which brings to the next point. Not everyone deserves a word or your energy. So don't like people may have crazy conversations. They may talk sideways at the mouth. They're angry, and a lot of times people pull you into their energy. They pull you into their world. They're angry, they mad, and they want you to be the same way. But having self mastery, they're calling it discipline. I'm calling it self mastery because I know there's a lot of areas that I have to get better in discipline with, but self mastery of emotions and self mastery of words. That's what that I think I'm pretty good with that self mastery of words and emotions to a certain degree. And so that's enough. That's really part. Let's say part two. Not everyone deserves words or your energy. And sometimes silence is your best answer. And so my son was saying, Ma, I've been doing what you taught me, which is pretty good because I taught him but didn't teach him. Much more is caught than taught. He caught a lot of stuff that I've been doing when I don't respond to him, when I'm quiet. Mm, okay. The silence sometimes is the best answer because they'll be like, why they ain't responding? Why they ain't doing this? Why they ain't doing that? People women speak differently. What are you speaking? How are you speaking? That's the thing. How are you speaking? Um, I got in here. Preserve your words and energy, and direct them only toward what is fruitful. Invest your energy in what you want and not what you don't want. I'll repeat that again. Invest your energy in what you want and not what you don't want. You want peace? Invest in your energy in peace and being quiet and remaining peaceful. You don't want no craziness? Invest your energy in that. Be discerning about who and what deserves a response and what does not. Some stuff this don't deserve a response. You're like, okay, you see it. You make note of it. You make a mental note of it, but you ain't got to always respond and say something. That's what aggravates me a lot about people. We watch these shows. I'm like, if they don't shut up, like everything don't deserve a response. You ain't got to say something because somebody says something. And I had to get at my son this one over here because when he's 16, they're gonna be 16-year-old, they're gonna be teenagers. But I'm like, I you trying to be facetious, yes, ma'am. Don't say anything. I'm talking. You ain't got to say yes, ma'am, because you're trying to be funny. Really, you're trying to be funny because I'm mad at you because you did something, and you just kept yes, ma'am. I know, I know. Like, don't say nothing. Everything doesn't deserve a response. And even with our children, as they're being adult children, everything does not deserve a response, and we gotta teach them that as well. Because these kids like to pop up at the mouth. Oh, they said something, and you finna go over what they said. You about to go off for what they said. And a lot of us women come from that. And then, as we get older, women just be talking and no, but super women, we speak differently. We are discerning about who and what deserves a response. Our energy, your energy matters. Your energy matters. How you feel matters. And if you want to continue to go in different direction, but if you want to continue to manifest and continue to be able to have a life of peace and joy and happiness, you got to maintain and stay on that frequency no matter what. No matter what. Like we can't allow people to make us upset for a long time. Yes, we may be upset for a minute. Yes, we may say the stuff out loud when no one's around. That's okay to have your response. I should have said, but I didn't. But it's okay to do that because they don't really deserve it. If you want to say it out loud what you should have said to somebody else, then that's fine. But don't give them your energy. Don't give them that. And sometimes it's okay. It is okay to feel those feelings, anger, anger, being upset, all of that. Just don't sit in it. Now you can say what you want to say, and either write it out do a recording and a video to yourself, and say how you feel about how people are making you feel, so you can let it go. You have to get some of the stuff out, but not necessarily to them. You can talk to God. God, they made me so mad, God, and they did this and they did that. And I wanted to say this, and it made me so upset. Say it to God, get it out, get it off your chest, because everything does not deserve a response. Know what does and what does not. The question is, what you say, will it matter in a year from now? What you say? Cussing them out, is that going to really do something for that moment? Take care of the present, because it will take care of the future. My friend wrote it down for me. Here it is. Here it is. If you properly tend to the present, the future would take care of itself. If you properly tend to the present, the future will take care of itself. And that's even with our words. Which brings me to, I was listening, it's in the chat, Chris NT. The title of it is Manifestation. Here's the first thing. I'll let y'all listen to the first two. This one is just 2 minutes. I wake up every day feeling good. I wake up every day feeling good. Everything, everything is that it should be. Speaking. What are you speaking over you? First thing in the morning. I wake up every day feeling good. Happy, healthy, wealthy. What? Happy, healthy, wealthy. Happy, healthy, wealthy. Happy, healthy, wealthy. Feeling good every day. Feeling good. So this is Wake Up, and this is the next song. And it keeps going this. And it gets you going. The next one is this one. And y'all, this is only play money, so don't think they're in. I ain't got like that yet. But when I do, I'm not gonna be posting my money like that. Like these children do. I'm rich. You gotta say that. I'm rich. I'm rich. Money comes easily, frequently, right? So this is some play money I bought off of Amazon, right? Money comes to me now. So I have this money. It's 100 pieces, so I think it's $100,000, right? I think so. 100 pieces times 100, yeah. So I do play with this money. Money dance, money dance. I keep the money in my wallet. I keep the money in my wallet or in my pocketbook because I am in abundance. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. All right. Oh, oh. I'm rich. I'm rich. I'm rich. So money comes easily and frequently. Money comes easily and frequently. Money comes easily and frequently. Hey, money comes to me now. Money comes to me now. Money comes to me now. Hey, hey. So that's one of the things. It's again this album called The Manifest. It's 6 songs, 13 minutes. You can play it first thing in the morning while you're getting dressed. Could talk about wake up, feeling great, feeling fine, grateful, you're blessed, believe it, receive it. Again, we're talking about what you're saying to yourself, right? And I had this play money. It's play money. I planned it for props for photo shoots, but this play money will get you into the feeling of you having money. The Bible talks about what speak not as those things not as though they were, and you also have to have that same feeling, that feeling that it gives you, that you I'm not sure why this paper money gives us a better feeling when we have this $100 versus a dollar. We have this. We feel better when we have. I gotta guess. We feel so much better when we. I got some. We feel so much better when we have this paper money. But and again, we can go ahead and speak those things not as though they were, and we have to get into the feeling. You have to be what you want. Be have that feeling of it, and that feeling will come naturally and will come to you because you have that feeling. So, just to recap, we got book that just came on. We talked about success. Superwoman speaks differently. We talked about knowing what not know what to what know what not to say. Not every request or challenge statement needs a response. Disrespectful communication does not always warrant a response. If you demand respect, you should only answer to respectful conversations. Everyone does not deserve your word or your energy. Sometimes silence is your best answer. And preserve your words and energy and direct them only toward what is fruitful, and invest your energy in what you want, what you want, not what you don't. And so that led us into to the to Chris Inteeves, that is a to me it's like an affirmation album, right? Jake like, yeah. I gotta put it on Coco Melon now, but it's an affirmation disc, and it helps you to speak what you want. You wake up feeling great. You wake up feeling good, happy, healthy, wealthy. Money comes easily and frequently. Money comes easily and frequently. Believe it, achieve it, receive it. All those things that we should be all those things that we should be speaking. So, um, do we have any questions, any comments?
Yeah.
Sarah, oh, okay, go ahead. Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't have any questions, but I do have a couple comments. When you said, if you demand respect, you should only respond to respectful conversation. I have never heard that in my life, but it is so true because that really just shut people down so much quicker than you standing there going back and forth with
Yeah.
somebody. Because the first thing I know, especially for not just women, black women, but black men in general, when they feel
Mhm.
disrespected, it's like a whole thing. Instead of just saying, like you said, the woman did, just ended the conversation and go on about your life. That right there, I think everybody in the whole world needs needs to hear that. And the other thing that really, oh, what did I just do it? Oh, it's okay to feel your feelings, but don't sit in it. And I have to catch myself with my feelings, because if I'm not careful, I will, allow them to get out of hand. So
Mhm.
that's one thing I do consciously try. Okay, somebody said something or did something that upset me. Because I used to go through a whole thing where we done had a whole conversation, in my mind about what happened, and different things like that. But now I just, when I was in Kansas, the pastor's wife, she used to always say, you have to give people a way out, meaning you have to sometimes look at things from other people's shoes. Like, maybe they just got up and had a bad day, or maybe they were running late, or something happened and they just reacted in a way. And so that's the technique I use now, and it really helps me, because I don't put the blame on myself, I don't put the blame on the other person. I just put it on on circumstances, circumstances that can be going on in their life that you don't even know about. And I know that
Mhm.
that's not always true. I know some people just have nasty dispositions or whatever. But sometimes, you know, because I know when I have a bad day, you know what, I might say something or do something that I normally wouldn't do if my day was going the way that I wanted to go. So that's one of the things I do to not sit in my feelings. I give that person a way out, and then it makes for a more peaceful relationship, a better
Yeah.
relationship, because now you're not dwelling on that, and you're not you know, really feeling some kind of way about a person every time you meet them. Because I used to be one of those people where I would hold a grudge forever and a day. It was like, if you did something wrong or said something, I would never forget that. And I do understand that you have to recognize when a person is constantly have a repeat offender type behavior, you know,
Yeah.
repeat the same actions over and over. Then that's a different thing that you have to take care of in a different way. But for the most part, I do allow people that space to allow for, you know, maybe they were just having a bad day, or they were running late, or they didn't sleep well, or, you know, or whatever it could be, you know, reasons that I might do things that I shouldn't be doing, you know, so that it's okay to feel your feelings, but don't sit in it. But if you demand respect, you should only respond to respectful conversation. That is a big one for me. So I am definitely going to consciously, I need to write that down somewhere so I can see it, so that I don't get caught up in situations that I shouldn't be caught up in, because eventually they're gonna have to start questioning, you know, why she treat me like this, or either come and say, well, why do you do this when I do that, you know, and then you can know that to you, whatever that behavior is disrespectful, and you refuse to be a part of it. So yeah,
Right.
I really
Yeah, that's why I had to write that down. I'm like, that right there. Ooh, that right there. I was like, that. That was so true right there. Yes. Anybody else got any comments?
Oh, yes, Darren. First of all, thank you for that. That was so, just a lot that was in there. But a couple of things stuck out to me. One, when you said preserve your words, and I know the whole conversation was about responding to certain things. So I thought that was very powerful, and it also comes to mind when we talk about well, the Bible talks about life and death being in the power of our tongue, because then you went on to say direct our words towards what is fruitful. And sometimes we can waste a lot of words because our emotions get in the way also. And you just got to get it out, let somebody have it or whatever. But then sometimes the best thing is to just keep your mouth closed. And when we preserve our words, we also preserve our power, because life and death is in the power of our tongue. And we compromise our power in a sense when we're speaking to situations and circumstances and giving responses where there is no response needed, or we could have just kept our mouths closed. So that really stuck out to me, to preserve your words. And before we got on, me and Katie, we was in our accountability group, and we was saying, and I was telling her that I've been saying money comes to me now, and then you was playing that on the on the from that guy, money comes to me now. So I've been speaking that affirmation too, you know, that or decreeing that over my life, that money comes to me now. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Yeah, even like because you know the saying on that thing, and I had to teach my son. I was like, if you like something, if you love something per se, you know, it comes to you. And so, not that we want. Of course, money is not. Money is just a tool to us. And I always ask myself, why does having money make us feel a certain way?
Mm.
And why does like you having not everybody, but some folks. Oh, I'm broke. But if you don't have no money, why does it make you feel a certain type of way? You still should be have at peace. You should still be at ease, regardless if you have a certain amount or not.
Yeah.
Because I had this conversation with myself, and I was like, well, if I'm a millionaire, but why do people say, oh, you're a millionaire? That no, I am Theron. I am this. You know, I just happen to have, and I'm speaking into existence. I just happen to have millions of dollars. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know, in this world, we like, oh, they're a millionaire. They this, they that. That don't necessarily mean anything. They still have they still have their hiccups and hangups too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's true.
We just put a lot of emphasis on people having money in this world versus what people do and the impact they're making.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anybody else before we come to a close? No? Well, I enjoy y'all. Again, the one of the books that I am reading, I bought several. I'm like, there, we had time to read it. I'm just gonna get the Audible. I'm gonna get the Audible too. I bought several books this past week. One of the books, if you're into reading, again, I bought is Successful Women Speak Differently, 9 Habits That Build Confidence, Courage, and Influence by Valerie Burton. That is a great book so far. I'm not really reading it in order. I'm just whatever speaks to me or whatever I turn. I am a believer in um what it is going to be. And so if I'm directed or as soon as I flip a page, that's for me to read for some kind of intention. So that's one of the books I've got. Uh, Also, I want to share. I just got and only read a portion of it. Sarah Jake Roberts' Woman Evolve. Um, I got that book, and then my book club at church, we are reading relationship goals, How to Win at Dating, Marriage, and Sex by Michael Todd. We're actually reading that, and I have to have the first 5 chapters read by July the 16th. So those are the couple of books that's in my circle of reading, and I'll be taking notes and kind of posting little stuff from it, whatever stuff that I get. So those are the 3 books that I'm kind of will be reading for the next couple of months. I also got some other books that are dealing with business, but those are my more speak to my spirit and mind books. And then of course this Chris and Teve, the manifestation. I have been using it in the morning when I wake up. I listen to it, and I also jump on the mini trampoline to get the blood flowing. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. And if you want to look, we want to have a book club so we can read and meet once a month. I'm down for that because I love to read and to discuss the books that I'm reading because I have no one to discuss it with except for the book that we're reading for church, for the women's club. But is there anything else? If not, don't forget we're in July, so July, August, 2 more months before we hit Superwoman Still Standing month in September. I'm excited of what's going to happen in September. The whole month is the whole month of September is Superwoman Still Standing month, with 9/8 being Superwoman Still Standing Day, and we're having the Power Fest weekend that the same week, September the 10th, 11th, and 12th, and having the annual expo on September the 11th. And so, yeah. And so I am looking on the 8th. We will have some online festivities. So if you want to speak a word, or some of my regulars can come on and talk about Swagu, how that has been impactful on that day on September the 8th. It'll be in the evening time. I forgot what day. Is that a Wednesday? I think it's a Wednesday. Let me look at the calendar. September the 8th. It is a Wednesday. So we will have some online, and I'll get more details in that in August, as far as how I want to move for that day. It's probably going to be 2 parts, something like mid morning, and then and you can, if you want, you can pre-record your video, and then we'll have something in the evening for women. We are going to be putting the wristbands out on the website this week. More likely, it's going to be between today and tomorrow. I have the wristbands out for people to buy so they can actually share it with different women in their ministries or at work or whatever, just to help support that day coming up in September. Because I really want this to be, it will be a bigger movement eventually moving forward. But that's all we have. We talked about Miss Shanita, you missed the call. You might have watched it on one of the pages, but we were talking about knowing what to say, what not to say, and not allowing not every request or challenge requires a statement or response, and not everyone deserves your word or energy. And Miss Lisa mentioned, I talked about preserve your words and energy, yeah, and direct them only toward them being fruitful. But she was saying when you preserve your words, you're preserving your power, which I liked. So that's what we talked about. You can watch the replay. But thanks for coming on. Is there anything else that anybody wants to speak of? Oh, and we want to have a meetup. Look, and maybe another meetup next month or in August. We can have a meetup in the Atlanta area so we can meet.
You're frozen, or at least you're frozen on my phone.
I think she froze. Oh, she's back.
We got
Yeah,
back. No, okay. Next Saturday is the 1st, which is the 4th. So there'll be no call. Enjoy your family. I forgot that is the, even though that's not our Independence Day, we had our Independence Day, but it is. I know a lot of people like to do things on July the 4th. So we will not have no call on next Saturday, so we can enjoy our friends and our family, or if you're if you're traveling or whatever that you are doing for next weekend. No no call on next Saturday. All right. If all hearts and minds are clear, I will see y'all on the 11th. July the 11th will be um, the second Sunday in July. Miss Shanita, our ambassador, our fitness ambassador, will be yes, will be our speaker for that call. Yes, ma'am. So if all hearts and minds are